I've not had a chance to look at anything.
Okay. So I call this meeting to order.
4:31.
Tricia and Joy are out today, so it's just us three. Has everybody had a chance to read the minutes?
I have not, but I'll go through them now.
That's quite all right. Take your time. I have one adjustment just to change the header to minutes from agenda.
Good.
I wanted to read the questions, and I apologize.
That's okay.
I just got married this weekend, so it was a little busy up until then. Actually, not this weekend, last weekend. I'm sorry.
Still,
so I've been,
congratulations.
Thank you. Not that anybody needs to know that out there.
We'll talk about that after. Okay.
Those we can wait for later.
Yep, okay.
But yep, that and that will also be discussed.
Beautiful. Okay, perfect. I wanted to make the meeting last week where they had about the voter information, you know, how, like, trust the vote.
Mm-hmm.
And I unfortunately had a funeral service to go to, so I missed it, but I really wanted to go to that.
I would think we'll probably put on another one.
And it'll be on channel 18 if you want to watch the recording.
That's a good
as
idea.
Well.
Okay.
You want a motion?
I motion to approve the minutes from last meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the change of the header from agenda to minutes, and I would second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I don't know how this goes.
Okay, I'm learning too, so we'll learn together.
Absolutely.
All right, so there's no public to comment, so we will be skipping that. We approved the minutes, so that's all set.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? Nothing needs to get changed from last time. Mm-hmm. Old business. So for old business, we are just following up on that old business, Emily?
Yes, follow up with Select Board Liaison Michael McCaskill about the work of Voter Information Committee during fiscal year 24. So I think Tricia will probably give us an update at the next meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the other points were about, it looks like they were about what the Voter Information Committee did over the last year, which we touched on last time as well.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. So
okay.
I did not print the agenda for you, and I apologize.
That's
that
okay.
was my oversight. So what you're actually looking at, the minutes from last, let me just share this. So this is our agenda for today, and I should have printed a copy for everyone.
That's okay.
In Joy's absence and just forgot. So we have done our call to order and attendance. We had no public comment. We approved our minutes. We're skipping the follow-up, so this is next for you, Amy.
Okay.
Number 5.
Update from Joy on VIC website and next steps.
Yeah.
So we can't get that, and that was on the list, definitely. I did talk to Tricia earlier just to get a little coaching on what to do today. So we're gonna have to discuss that next time. You might know, because you've been doing this for a long time, who is it, like the town IT person that takes care of all this, or are we responsible for our own websites?
So I can only speak to my experience, which was both as a town employee and a committee member. So I had access to like the library's page that we could edit, and I had access to the Voter Information Committee page. So they gave us editing privileges for those specific pages. I don't know if that's changed.
Okay.
I know that when I left Voter Information Committee, we had access on the old platform. I think that's what Joy's been like working on.
Okay.
It's like regaining. Is that a word? My brain is tired.
Regaining is a good one.
Good one.
Yeah. So she's been trying to get access again, and I'm not sure. But we do have an IT person in town who is responsible for the website as a whole.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll wait to hear from Joy on that.
Perfect.
So number 6.
That's okay. I can add it later. So 6.
6, you were gonna update us on committee chairs.
Yep.
For possible interviews.
All right, so I have a copy. I did remember to make copies of this.
I think I stole this. I
That's
stole one.
perfect. You're fine. It wasn't theft. I got it. I brought it for you. So what we're looking at here is a spreadsheet that I created of the boards with current vacancies. So column 1 is the board, column 2 the current vacancies. When accessible, either on the website or in the committee handbook, I included the board description.
Okay.
I looked up their last meeting, and if they had a meeting posted, I included that, the chair, the meeting time and location, and then any notes that I had as I was going through.
Okay.
So there's quite a few. There's
Mhm.
quite a few committees that have current vacancies. There are some, and this is not my best formatting job, so I apologize for that.
I'm
But
impressed.
it was a lot of information to put into one document. I feel like we could all. My advice would be to not make a decision about prioritizing anything at this point. I think we all take this home, we absorb it a little bit, we continue the discussion at the next meeting and go from there. I mean,
Okay.
immediately you'll see on the front page the Board of Zoning Appeals. So they're missing 3 alternates, which means that they have a full board, but they're missing those alternates who might need to step in if there would not be a quorum or that sort of thing. Yeah.
I'm sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you before I forget the question.
No.
Do you happen to know if for any of these committees throughout the town, if there are special education requirements or anything like that? Can anybody join any of these?
So that is one of the things that it's been 3 or 4 years since I've done a deep dive into this, and I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, like some of these do require you to have some knowledge. For example, the planning board. So that's on the 3rd page. It's authorized. I do believe this one says matters concerning physical, economic, and environmental development of the town, and it has regulatory responsibilities that are delegated under the Mass General Law. So I don't know if that requires
Okay.
additional educational or professional background. That's where I couldn't find that piece of information online. So I think we would really have to reach out to the chairs for that information.
Okay.
Or to someone in the town administrator's office. They would certainly know.
I feel like the Board of Appeals has some type of restriction or something as well, but I have to look into that.
I had the same thought,
Yeah.
Pauline, and
Yeah.
I tried to find that information. Short of going back and listening to the podcast that we recorded before, which just is devastating to go back and listen to yourself on audio and hear your voice.
So
we
I
really don't
feel
wanna do that.
like when I was applying and finding boards, I had somewhere a list of what all the boards were and whether they were that you had to vote on them or how you can join. Like there's some that you can obviously just join,
Yeah.
like I did here. But then, so I'll see if I can find that somewhere.
That may be in the committee handbook, and I was referring to the committee handbook and the town website when I created this, and I thought I remembered the same thing, but did not find that information in
Let me see
either
if
of
I can
those. So maybe
look
you,
for it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are boards that are not listed here, either because they don't have vacancies or because they're elected boards. For example, the Board of Trustees at the library is an elected board. Water and wastewater is an elected board, so we wouldn't include them on this because, advertising probably not the way to go. Someone has to actually pull papers and run an election. I think it's a lot of information to digest. I'm struggling to find some of the other pieces in my memory or elsewhere. So I think next steps would be good for us to all just kind of go home and read through and come back to the next meeting. Maybe Pauline, you'll be able to answer that question. If not, we can certainly reach out to town admin and see if someone can answer that question. We could, maybe Tricia would be able to do that. But right now, there are some big ones. The Board of Appeals, the Conservation Committee is missing 3 full and 2 alternate meetings. They do have a complete list of their 24 dates and filing deadlines posted, so obviously they're still able to meet, and that's not a hindrance. But a lot of missing people.
Yeah.
And then you'll see some boards, for example, Harwich Accessibility Rights, they have not met recently and don't have any, posted dates,
Yep.
likely because they don't have
Right.
a full board. So I wasn't really able, I think on the agenda it said, possible prioritization, I think is the way that we worded it in the minutes from last year. But really what I did was I just gathered the information. I think we all could take some time to digest it before we prioritize.
Okay.
This is excellent.
job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it's helpful.
So I think going forward, if we want to encourage people to join town committees, it's absolutely a helpful tool to be able to tell them, these are all the committees, this is what they do, this is when they meet, and this is what you need to have, these are the requirements. So
Right.
feel free to step up.
Yeah. Awesome.
Good job.
Thanks. All right.
Okay.
So we are here.
Review draft questions to be used in interviews.
So that was from Joy. Just gonna take some notes while
Yep.
we're looking.
I think that's perfect. Right to the point.
Yep.
Yeah, so she starts out with an introduction, kind of explaining what we would be doing, that, we're here presenting a series of various town committees to help educate the community about what they do, and that many of the committees are in need of additional members. The questions they make complete sense to me. Introduce yourself and the name of your committee, share the charge of the committee, share some recent activities or initiatives, just so people kind of know what's going on in that world, because I hear bikeways and I don't know exactly what's happening on that committee.
Yep.
So good opportunity for them to just share some
Right.
Yeah,
initiatives
exactly.
or agenda items. Are there openings for new members? Do potential members need any specific background or expertise, like we just said? And what is the meeting schedule for the committee?
I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
The only other thing that I could think of is like time commitment, because which falls under meeting
Right.
schedule. But some of these you'll notice on the spreadsheet meet twice a month. Some only meet once a month.
Right.
Yeah.
Does it matter how many vacancies they have or how many are normally on a board? How many they need and how many are vacant? I don't know if that matters at all if we're asking the question,
Yeah.
what's your need? You know what I mean? If you need 5 and you've got 3, we know, I don't know if that matters in the big scheme of things. I'm just noting.
So we could say maybe include board composition. Your board is made up of 5 members, 3 alternates, and
Right.
yeah, board composition. Yeah. It's fantastic. All right, so then she closes with how to apply to be on a board, and linking to that information. She included some great details too that would be helpful for people to know, being sworn in, the conflict of interest training, that
Yep.
sort of thing.
Yep. Trisha had also, when I talked to her earlier today, she wanted to remind our viewers that voter information can be found through the town clerk's website. So, and lots of elections are coming up, so get out there and vote.
Yes, so the town clerk has all of those dates on the website, which is so helpful to find them there. There was just some history and background about this committee. Before social media and before the town had this really robust website, like part of Voter Information Committee's charge was just to get that information out there, because there wasn't always a web page to go to find those voting deadlines and registration information and that sort of thing. So, that was decades ago. We've come a long way. And Emily Mitchell does such a fantastic job keeping everything updated on the website, and all of the town departments are fantastic about sharing that out on Facebook and Instagram and all of the social media places where people look, and getting it in the newspaper and all that sort of thing. But 15 years ago, it was a totally different story.
I'm sure.
We didn't have all of those outlets. All right. Oh, sorry. I took
That's
the
okay.
agenda away from you.
It's okay. We're sharing. You gotta
We
make
are.
notes
All right. So we reviewed the draft questions. You reminded about the town website.
too. Oh, perfect timing.
Oh, last one.
Consider refresh of VIC's past work on how to receive alerts through Civic Plus.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was something to talk about too. So it's called Civic Plus.
Yes.
Okay.
I do not know what Civic Plus is.
Okay. So Civic Plus is the vendor that the town uses for the website.
Okay.
And there is a way to register to receive alerts and updates.
And you can pick the things that you want to be alerted for, right?
Oh.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I just I think from what I understood from our last discussion, the previous vendor, the information didn't transfer, which I think they were anticipating that it would. So if I were signed up for Bikeways and Voter Information Committee and nothing else, that data would carry over.
Yep.
And the new vendor would, use the same kind of system, and I would get the same alerts and updates. That was how I understood it.
Okay. So now
And that
everybody has to
didn't happen. So now we
Got
all
it.
have to register again, which
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
And after our last meeting, and have been getting text alerts, and it includes a little link where I can
Okay.
go and read the whole news and announcement, or you can sign up for agendas if you want to see an agenda of a specific committee
That's
Okay.
good to
or
know.
board. Yeah.
So do we have to make it an option for somebody who wants to get messages from us? Is that possible?
I think it's included in there already. That
Okay.
I think that we're on the list, if I'm not mistaken, and I could go and check if I notify me. So you can click on this link. You entered. Oh, well, I think that there's a new naming structure, and this old link doesn't work anymore. So I'm not sure that we can't get to it right now. But I know that I did sign up at home.
Okay.
There must be a different link on here as well. I think that it includes all boards and committees. And so I think it happens automatically. This is how the old system worked.
Okay.
If we posted an agenda
Mm-hmm.
and someone had signed up to receive our agenda automatically, it would just automatically get pushed to them. We also could create a news announcement or alert, like reminder, town meeting is tomorrow at 7:00,
Yep,
and
yep.
and if they had signed up for news and announcements from us, they would get that.
Okay.
I think that that's how it worked last time, and I think that it likely will work the same way. So sign up for Civic Ready Mass notifications. Okay, so this is the working link. So there is a way to register, and you can select your subscriptions. So on our agenda, consider our past work on how to receive alerts through Civic Plus. In the past, we did have, I think there were some visuals involved as well, either screenshots and a step-by-step, this is how you do it.
Okay.
And or we may have recorded like a video walkthrough with Channel 18, with the Harwich Channel, showing people how to do it.
Okay.
So, those are all possibilities if we wanted to do something like that again.
I will re-register because I've noticed that I haven't been getting anything either.
Yeah.
So I'll re-register, and maybe we can send out a test.
There you go.
I wonder if we can pick just certain.
I'm not sure that we have access to the back end part right now. I think it may just happen automatically until Joy gets access again.
How about a test to remind people about upcoming election?
I don't know. We could see.
That
That might
way.
be something that Emily Mitchell is doing through the town clerk's office.
Okay.
My suggestion would be like sign up for the Board of Selectmen because they have a weekly announcement and just see what that looks like as a user to
Okay.
get those
Yep.
alerts. And then we could kind of think like what roadblocks did you hit while you were trying to register? Would it be helpful for us to create something to walk people through the process of
Right.
registering, or is it pretty straightforward? And maybe that's not needed. I don't know.
I'll walk through and see about
Signing up.
not just for the select board, but for us, our committee as well, because we want to make sure that people are going to be able to access, if we are able to send out blasts that town elections or
Yeah.
whatever is coming up.
Yeah.
Definitely. I had no idea that this was there, so I'm kind of excited about getting signed up and getting alerts as well on
Yeah.
everything. So this is good for me to know as well. Perfect.
All right. That's the end of
Okay.
our agenda.
They were,
All right.
oh, just one last thing. They mentioned yesterday on Bikeways something about a place that all minutes can get uploaded to. Now, I know we have Google Docs that we do, that only we have access to for the minutes being uploaded and stuff like that. But is there a public place for minutes to be?
So that's actually where I found all of this information. It's all on the town website.
Okay.
So Joy records our minutes and shares or stores the documents on Google Drive, but then they get uploaded to the town website.
They do, okay.
Yep. So if you go to government, you can pick any. So we'll just do Bikeways out of curiosity. You'll see all of the agendas and minutes are
Perfect.
linked right here.
Okay.
It's a pretty streamlined process from what I remember, that you can like email them to a specific address and it just gets uploaded.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's
Gotcha.
where you can find, and as you can see them going back
Yep.
almost 10 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody else have anything to add or?
I do not.
All right.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Do I?
Second.
Go ahead. I second. Go ahead.
All in favor?
Aye. You can adjourn the meeting at 4:53. All right.